Today's beer comes to us from Victory Brewing Company in Downingtown, Pennsylvania. We've done several Victory beers. This one we haven't done yet. It's the Russian Imperial Stout, which comes to us in 12-ounce bottles. It's called Storm King Stout. In Pennsylvania, I know you can get a case closer to the Philadelphia area for about $45 for Storm King Stout, which is a great price for a Russian Imperial. This one comes in at 9.1% alcohol by volume. It's got a Pacific Northwest hop aroma. That's what they boast. Imported two-row malt, American whole flowers for the hops. So kind of a different character than a lot of Russian Imperial Stouts, I guess. Now, as we know with Victory, they do give a little story on their bottles. And the reason I haven't been reading the ones from Stone is because they're nothing against Stone. They have great stories on their bottles. They're just way too darn long. Now, Victories are pretty long, but not so long that it would take minutes upon minutes to read. And this one doesn't really... this one has a little more to do with the beer than Stone's usually does. Stone's is usually kind of a clever, kind of arrogant, kind of jokey kind of thing is what they usually put on their beers. But we'll read this one off the side of the Storm King bottle. Here's the logo, by the way. I always love Victory logos. I still think Victory has the best logos of any brewery out there today. I haven't seen any brewery that has eclipsed, in my opinion, Victory as far as that goes. It says, emerging from the deepest shades of darkness, a rolling crescendo of flavors burst forth from this robust stout. The thundering hoppy appeal of the Storm King subsides into the mellow subtleties of roasted malt, exhibiting an espresso-like depth of character in its finish. An exquisite blend of imported malts and whole flower American hops merge harmoniously in this complex ale. Discover the dark intrigue of Storm King as it reveals the rich, substantial flavors that it holds within. Cheers. That's from Bill and Ron. This has an enjoy by date of February 14th, 2017. So this beer definitely can be aged a little while, and it's definitely not an old beer. So freshness is not an issue. We're going to drink this one out of a goblet, 9.1% alcohol, and goblet is fair game, the chalice rather. This is not a goblet, it's a chalice, a St. Bernardus chalice. And we pour it in here, and we see the motor oil black pour that we get usually from Russian Imperial Stout with kind of a khaki head, light film head forming here on this one. And it's retaining the head a little bit. I don't know when it's going to dissipate, but just that classic pour, maybe a little bit of a lighter color than your normal Russian Imperial Stout, not quite really pitch black, but it's close enough to where it looks like a Russian Imperial Stout. Why not? Here's the aroma of Victory Storm King. I'm definitely getting a more subtle kind of a malty aroma than, say, Brooklyn Black Chocolate Stout, which we've also done. I don't believe chocolate is an issue in this stout. A lot of Russian Imperial Stouts use the chocolate. This one, the chocolate really is not an aroma that is really catching me. Maybe a little toffee, a little caramel, a bit. But this is more of a subtle, non-potent Russian Imperial Stout is what I'm getting on the nose, which is a good thing in my opinion, because sometimes with me, the niche kind of flavors like the chocolate, if it's a little too chocolate heavy, it's kind of beer that it's an occasional kind of thing rather than a beer that you can enjoy, you know, many times over. Let's get the taste now of Victory Storm King. Definitely getting, as soon as it hits the tongue, it's more of a light kind of flavor to it, not really getting any of the roasted tones until it hits the back of the tongue when you swallow it. And then that roasted chocolate toffee kind of taste that you get from Russian Imperial Stouts really kind of hits you. Not like a ton of bricks, but it does. It's definitely there. Definitely a beer that's hard to believe is 9.1% ABV. Almost tastes like a stout, like an American stout, rather than instead of an Imperial Russian stout. Yeah, it could probably pass as an American stout. And if you told me it was 6%, I would probably believe you. Maybe not after the whole beer is finished, I wouldn't. But it's a good tasting Russian Imperial Stout. If you're looking for something a little less chocolatey, like as compared to Brooklyn Black Chocolate Stout, as I mentioned before, this is probably your go-to. I think I like the Brooklyn Black Chocolate Stout a little better than this, in that it just seems like the roasted tones and the caramel and the chocolate work a little better together with that beer. However, this is a very, very solid Russian Imperial Stout. So that's it. I'm going to give Victory Storm King Stout an 8 out of 10.